Hello everyone and welcome to the session. I am Pooja and I'm your tutor for today at LearnPick. Okay, so we'll be starting the session in some few seconds. And welcome. So let's get into the topic. So you'll be thinking, what topic do we have today for you guys? So this is quite different topic, okay? Like this is not the normal topic that you always study, like the numbers or the like the squares or triangles and all those things. This is not very kind of that thing. This is very interesting topic. So let's see what we have for you guys today. So that is coordinate geometry. So you'll be thinking, okay, so what is this? Okay, so not to worry, I'll be telling you what exactly this chapter will be telling us in today's session. Okay, so let's move to first I'll tell you what all things will be covering in this session. So hashtag one is what is Cartesian system. So this is quite different to you guys, like it is you might have ever heard or not heard maybe what is Cartesian system. So don't worry, I'll be telling you in detail about it. Okay, so the next part we have is hashtag two, that is. So the hashtag two part is problems on Cartesian system. So it's like if you understand what is Cartesian system and you'll be clear with that part, then we'll be moving towards the questions and problems on it. Because of course, if you study anything, it is necessary that you should check yourself that you have understood or you're able to solve it or not. Then the next part we have is hashtag three, that is how to plot point point on plane with coordinates given. So this you'll understand once I explain you what is Cartesian system and what is coordinate geometry. So don't worry about this. I'm just giving you a brief idea about what all things we'll be studying, and then we'll be solving some questions on problems on plotting points. Okay, so this is going to be quite interesting. So let's start with the session. So let's have the hashtag one, that is the first part of our session. So let's see what do we have. So, okay, before starting with that, I have some interesting things for you. So let's see what is this. So there's a boy, okay, and he bought a ticket. He wanted to go to cinema hall to watch a movie. So, and it was a 3D movie. So he planned for going it alone because no disturbance. He was very much excited to watch that movie. So he took a ticket and he was assuming that in the theater, okay, so that where could be the seat according to the ticket he got. So the row which he had was B and the seat number that he got was 5. So he was thinking, so let's see which seat he'll be actually sitting towards that movie. Okay, so here you have row B. Okay, so on the left hand side we have all the rows, and on the top we have all the seat numbers. Okay, so the B5 is the seat which he got. So let's see where he exactly gets the seat. So if you take from the B side and if you take from the top, you can see that here is where he's going to get the seat and he'll be watching the movie. Okay, so you'll be thinking, why such why are we talking about he'll be watching a movie? No, he's watching a movie, that's not important, but the seat number which he got and where he'll be sitting in the theater, that is more important. Okay, so let's move towards. So this is an example which we actually study according to the coordinate geometry. So you'll be thinking, why to study coordinate geometry? And like each and every part of every subject or every topic of every subject has some other point to explain you in it. Okay, so because of that we study these topics. Okay, let's take one more example. So there's a house and here is the school. Okay, so this boy decided like he was today was going to be a fun activity day for him, and I think maybe he's going to study coordinate geometry. So he was very excited to go to the school. Okay, so he what he did is he started walking towards the school. Okay, so first he walked towards left. Okay, then the school was towards the north. Like first he went towards the west, and then he wanted to go towards the north. So actual where was his school? His school was at northwest from his house. Okay, so he went like that, and then he went and finally he reached to his school. Okay, so you'll be thinking, why we are talking about this boy, or like maybe why about the previous boy. Okay, so this is because to study coordinate geometry. So and I'm not discriminating anyone, because boys I've just taken example. Okay, so girls be cool with that. Okay, so let's move towards it. So he observed that from his house towards west it was 6 kilometer. Okay, like then from the point he stopped, and from that towards the north he found that it was 3 kilometer. So you can see that the points that he got, like if we look out, then it is 6,8. How could you be thinking, like, right? You might have studied graphs in your like in your earlier standard, and that is quite interesting. Like in the maths part, that is the easiest way and the interesting way, right? So you'll be thinking that that x-axis and y-axis are present. So this we considered as the x-axis, and like towards the house to the west, and then till the school we considered at the y-axis, and we get the points as 6,8. Okay, so this so the main, you might be thinking that what is the main motto of this example. So it is because you get the coordinates over here, and this is why we study coordinate geometry. We get different types of things to study in it, and how we can locate things. Okay, so let's move towards the actual part of our session. So what is coordinate geometry? Okay, so very necessary to understand, like for each and every session. And the guys who have been already been to my session, welcome back again. Okay, so in the every session I told you, like I've told you that it is very important to know about the topic, because if you don't know about the topic, you'll not be able to understand the insight about that topic. Okay, so what is coordinate geometry? So coordinate geometry, obviously it is a topic from geometry. So coordinate geometry is needed to offer a connection between algebra and geometry. So you'll be thinking, why algebra? Because it's all about geometry. So algebra, because we'll be using x and y and numbers and all those things. So algebra and geometry with the use of graphs and lines and curves. Okay, so you'll be using like we guys will be using for today's session, that will be only v lines, and in the further standards you get to use curves also in this part. Okay, so graphs of lines and curves. It is a branch of mathematics which helps us to study the properties of geometric figures by placing them on a coordinate plane. So what does that mean? So this is a coordinate plane. So you can see that if we place the line, uh, like you can see that line, or you can see the triangle, we can find the points of those triangles and that line by putting on that coordinate system. Okay, so this is like you might be thinking like directly also we can use, but to exactly know the measurement we use this coordinate plane. Okay, so here is one more example. So coordinate geometry is also used like for the 3D objects. You might be knowing that what is 2D plane. Okay, you might be watching 3D movies and 2D movies. So 2D movies is not that interesting for you guys maybe. So 3D, let's guess it's 3D is more way interesting and amazing to watch. So what happens in 3D plane? This is all answered to us by geometry. Okay, so you guys will be thinking, oh my god, this is what geometry does. Yes, this is what it does. And because of that, it is quite interesting to study about it. Okay, so let's exactly understand the first part of our session, that is #1, that is what is a Cartesian system. Cartesian system is also called a Cartesian plane. It is also called as XY plane. Okay, so the different names, but they mean the same. Okay, so a Cartesian plane or XY plane in honor of Rene Descartes is made up of two perpendicular lines. You can see that now you guys have till now studied about only these two axes, that is the x-axis and the y-axis. Okay, so you don't know the backside story of these axes, so it is from this coordinates itself. Okay, so you've only studied x and y, but we have x dash and xy dash as well, so I'll be telling you what it is. Okay, so made up of two perpendicular lines. So the perpendicular lines is x-axis and the y-axis, whose point of intersection is called the origin. So this this is called as the origin. Okay, you guys have to remember these basic things because we'll need them in further questions. The horizontal line is called the x-axis or abscissa. Okay, so abscissa, that is what it is called. Okay, so it like it can be named by both ways. So they can, mostly we use x-axis only, but the other name also we should be knowing. And the vertical line, which is the y-axis, is also called as the ordinate. Okay, so these are the two names you have to remember, the x-axis and the y-axis, and the other names are just for your extra information. Okay, so yeah, you have to remember that as well. Okay, so the two axes divide the plane into four quadrants. Now what are those called as? Like, quadrants means this is the one quadrant. Okay, so this is the other one, like that. So sorry, so these lines, what are they doing? These lines are dividing the whole plane. Like if we talk about this paper, so it is dividing that paper into four parts, and each part of that part of that area is called a quadrant, that are numbered in counterclockwise direction. So what does that mean? That they are numbered in clockwise direction. So let's see how. So this is called as the first quadrant. So you go from right hand side to the like to the fourth one, like that. So the first quadrant, and then you have the second quadrant, you have the third quadrant, and you have the fourth quadrant. Okay, so you will be thinking why these plus and minus in signs over here. I'll be telling you that as well. First, you understand what is a Cartesian system. So Cartesian system or a Cartesian plane, okay, it has two perpendicular lines. You don't have to by heart this definition, you just have to understand it. Okay, so it has two perpendicular lines, one in horizontal form and one in vertical form. The horizontal is called as the x-axis and the vertical is called as the y-axis, and the point at which both of them are intersecting, and I've told you what are intersecting lines, right? So the point at which both of them are intersecting is called as the origin. Okay, and each of the part of that lines which are dividing the coordinate plane is called a quadrant. Okay, so let's move towards the next part. So this is what exactly we'll be learning. So quadrant, you've already understood, we name it from the right hand side to the fourth one. Okay, so now let's understand like how will you be putting this positive and negative sign. So the first quadrant, you can see this is the x-axis, okay, and this is the y-axis, and they are named as, so this axis, like this is the origin. Okay, so this is called as the x, this is called as the y, this side, like the left side, is called as the x dash. Okay, if we have any copy of something, like duplicate kind of, so if we have copy of something, so in maths we use it as x dash or a dash b dash, like that. Okay, so this is called as the x dash and this is called as the y dash. Okay, now let's check out for the signs over here. So the first x-axis, like the whole x-axis from the center, so you know what is a number line, right? So in the number line we have 0, and then we have positive terms on the right hand side, then we have negative terms on the left hand side, like that, like the same way you have to use. So a number line in the horizontal form, and then a number line in the vertical form. So on the right hand side is positive x-axis. Okay, so and the or the like on the top it is positive y-axis. So plus and plus. So what are these? These are called as the coordinate. X and y are the coordinate. Coordinate means these are the point at which we'll be locating whatever point it is. Okay, so x will always be written at the first place and y will always be written in the second place. Okay, so you can see that x is positive, so positive over here, and y is positive, so y also positive over here. Okay, let's see the second quadrant. So in second quadrant you can see that y is positive, but here the x is negative. So the numbers which will be, so at the x place the number will be negative, and at the y place the number will be positive. Okay, so this is the second quadrant. Now let's move towards the third quadrant. So you can see that these all terms are negative and these all terms are also negative. That means that, what does that mean? That means that both the coordinates will be having negative terms. Okay. If you guys are writing in your book like whatever I'm teaching, so you can try and make this in a rough, like in a rough way, so you'll be understanding it more easily and you can remember it more easily. Okay, so this quadrant is like the terms, like the coordinates in third quadrant will be what? They will be negatives. X coordinate will also be coordinate. I've already told you, those are the points at which the like the whatever point will be present on the plane. Okay, and then we have the fourth quadrant. So you can see that x line, the axis is positive on the side and the y is negative, so the quadrant will be having x coordinates as positive and y coordinates as negative. Okay, so this is just the example for the x is also called as this and y is also called as this. So that's it for the slide. Okay, so what do you have to remember? Quadrant first has positive positive, quadrant 2 is negative and positive, quadrant 3 is negative negative, and quadrant 4 is positive and negative. Now you might be thinking that how will be able to remember this and all those stuff. It is very confusing and all these things. Okay, so whenever you are during your exam or test or anything, that is, what you do is first make a rough number line like that. Okay, then place positive numbers, positive number, negative negative, and then you'll be like you'll be easily remembering that on which coordinate, like the coordinate is present in which quadrant. Okay, so I hope you guys are clear with this part, like what is quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, 4, and what will be the coordinates that will be positive or negative. Okay, so let's move towards the next part. So we have hashtag 2 of our session now, and let's see what we have for hashtag 2. Okay, so hashtag 2 contains some questions for you guys. Okay, so now be ready to answer to my questions. Okay, you guys are ready? Come on, tell me, are you guys ready? Yes or no? Yes, okay. Arfan is very ready. Okay, let's see how you guys answer to these questions. So, see figure and write the following. That means they have given us some coordinates and you have to find the points of x-axis and y-axis of that coordinate. Okay, so I will tell you the first question, how you have to exactly do it, and then you guys have to try and answer me the questions of those coordinates. Okay, so okay, so the coordinates of B. Okay, so let's see how you have to find it. So here is B. Okay, so coordinates means what? The x-axis and the y-axis. So let us drop a perpendicular from B on the x-axis. Okay, so did you guys see that line? Okay, so we drew a perpendicular line from B to the x-axis. Now Okay, great. I've already got an answer to this question. Okay, so let's see the y-axis now. So the foot of the perpendicular represents which number? So the perpendicular line we have drew, and at the at the foot of that perpendicular line, which number can you see? That is -5. So -5 is the number at the x-axis. Okay, so let's see what is there on the y-axis. Let us drop a perpendicular line from B on the y-axis. So now it is in the horizontal part, so we'll be drawing a perpendicular line from B to the y-axis. So let's see what is the number of y. Okay, so the foot of the perpendicular represents which number? It is 2, and yes, so the value of coordinates of B are -5 and 2. Okay, so this is how you have to find these points. You just have to draw dotted lines, and and you can find the numbers. It is so easy. Just draw a perpendicular line from that point and you'll be done. Okay, so let's find the next coordinates. Okay guys, be ready to answer to these questions, that what will be the coordinates of C. Okay, so tell me, what are the coordinates of C? Come on, quickly. Okay, Pradeep has answered, Arfan has answered. Okay, awesome. Rest of the guys, come on, try. What will be the answer to this question? It is very, very easy. Come on, Arnab and Joji. Come on, answer me. What is the question? What is the answer to this question? Not question to question, okay? So you have to answer this question. Okay, so let's check what are the coordinates of C. So you can see that where is C. So x and y. So always remember that the coordinate of x you have to write first, and then next you will be writing the coordinate of y. So let us draw a perpendicular line. So yes, the coordinate of x is 5. Okay, let's see for y. So let us draw a perpendicular from C on the y axis, and the foot of the perpendicular represents -5, and that's correct answer. So the coordinates of C are 5 and -5. Okay, so let's see, the next question is the point identified by the coordinates -3 and -5. Tell me where does these points are there? Okay, so quick. Wow, awesome. Arnav is starting answering now. Good. -3 and -5. So I've already got those answers. Let's check it. Are you guys correct or not? Okay, so you can see that -3. Yes, Arfan, that's correct. Okay, that's not correct. I haven't told that about it. Okay, so we'll be checking it now. So let's see where is -3 and -5. So -5 is here and -3 is here, and the 2 points are intersecting at which point? E. And yes, E is the absolute correct answers, and all of you guys have answered correctly. That is awesome. Okay, so let's move towards the next question now. So what is the next question? So the next question is the point identified by the coordinates 2 and -4. Come on, tell me 2. Where is 2 and -4? What is the name of that coordinate? Okay, Pradeep is being very quick. Yes, yes, correct, correct. Okay, okay. Okay, let's see the answer. What you guys have answered is correct or not. Okay, so the 2 is here and -4 is here. So yes, the two lines are intersecting at which point? That's G, and point G is the correct answer. Awesome, you guys. Okay, so let's move towards some more question. So the abscissa of the point D. Okay, so you have to remember what is that. What do you mean? Do you remember? Okay, I've already got the answer. Okay, x-axis, yes, correct. Yes, that absolutely correct. X-axis. Okay, so x coordinate. Okay, so what is its x coordinate? Point D is over here. So what is the x coordinate of point D over here? That is 6, and that's absolutely correct, Pradeep and Ifa. Okay, so let's move towards the next question. Ordinate of point H. Now you guys tell me what is the answer to this question. What is the ordinate of the point H? Okay, I've got one answer. Minus 3, 3, minus 3, y. Yeah, ordinate is y, I get it. What is the point of H? Okay, let's see if if your answers are correct or not. So the ordinate of the point, the ordinate means y or coordinate. So point H is minus 3, and you guys are totally correct that minus 3 is the answer. Okay, so let's move towards the next question, and that is the coordinates of point L. Come on, quickly tell me what are the coordinates of point L. You guys can see coordinate L, right? Tell me what will be the answer to that question. Okay, I've already got an answer. Very quick answers. Okay, okay. Yeah. Okay, let's see if it's correct or not. So So coordinates of point L, so x and y, and point y lies on which axis? It lies on y-axis. So what do we know about any point on y-axis? So any point which lies on the y-axis, so the x coordinate will always be 0. And if it lies on x-axis, the y coordinate will be 0. Okay. So 5 and 0 comma 5, and yes, 0 comma 5 is correct answers, and you go guys are so awesome, like all the answers are very correct. Okay, so let's move towards the next one, the coordinates of the point M. Come on, quickly tell me what is the answer to this question. What is the coordinate of point M? And I am hoping the correct answer again. Okay, Pradeep has already answered us. Arfan, great. Okay, let's check it. Arfan, just check your answer once again. Okay, so let's see what is the solution. So the coordinates of point M. So you can see that point M lies on which axis? X-axis. So what do we know about X-axis? That the value, so the Y coordinate is 0. So if the Y coordinate is 0, what will be the answer? What is its X coordinate? That's minus 3, and minus 3 comma 0 is the correct answer. Okay. Minus 3 comma 0, yeah, correct. Okay, so I hope you guys are clear with how you have to find the coordinates, from the given coordinate, like you have to find the values of the coordinate given. Okay, so let's move towards the next part, and that is some more questions. So name the quadrants of the point minus 3 minus 2, 2 minus 3, 2 comma 2 minus 2 minus 5 comma 2. Okay, so minus 3 and minus 2, what is the sign of its x coordinate? Okay, you guys tell me for the first one, where does these point lie? before telling me all, like before I tell you all the answers, you guys already find the answer for all the four, that which quadrant they all four lie. Come on, find out and quickly tell me all the four, where do they lie? What can you see for the first one? Okay, Pradeep has already answered the first one. Arnab has also answered. Arfan has also answered. Arfan, you have to answer which quadrant do they lie, okay? Okay. Okay, let's check the answers now. Okay, till now you guys should have found the answer to all the four of them, okay? Pradeep, what about the second one? Okay, so let's check the answers. You guys find the answers of these questions and then check are they correct or not. Okay, so the -3 and -2, what is the sign of its y coordinate? It's minus. So minus and minus, so the point -3 and -2 lies in which quadrant? It lies in third quadrant, okay, because I clearly told you that in third quadrant the coordinates will be negative negative. Okay, so the solution for the first one is in the point -3 -2 on x-axis is negative and y-axis is negative and lies in the third quadrant. Okay, so let's see for the second one, 2 and -3. Okay, so 2 is positive and -3 is negative. So come on guys, tell me which quadrant does it lie? X is positive, yes. Arnab, correct. Pradeep, that's second one is in fourth quadrant and third. Okay, okay. You guys are great. You guys are finding the answer to all of them. Okay, so let's check what is the furthest. So plus and minus to the point 2 and -3. Come on, Pradeep, tell me the answer to this one as well. You haven't answered me this one. Arfan has told me and that's correct. Adna, what about the second question? Where does this point lie? Okay, so let's check it. And it's the fourth quadrant because the x-axis is positive and the y-axis is negative, so minus is the correct answer. So fourth quadrant is the correct answer. Okay, so let's move towards the next one. So in the point 2 -3, x-axis is positive and or y-axis is negative, lies in the fourth quadrant. Okay, so what the next one is 2, 2 and both of them are positive, so they lie in the first quadrant. Okay, okay, so let's talk about the last one, and that is -5 and 2. What is the sign of its x coordinate? Okay, Arnav has already answered us. Pradeep has also answered. Let's see, is it correct or not? Okay, so -5 and 2, what is the sign of y coordinates? Positive. So the points lie in the second quadrant, and you guys are absolutely correct. Okay, so -1 and sorry, -5 and 2, these points lie in the second quadrant. So we are done with these questions. Some more question, come on quickly. Which of the following points will lie on x-axis or y-axis? Okay, you guys quickly find the answer and tell me which point will lie on x-axis and which on the y-axis, and then I'll tell you the answers. Find all of them together and then tell me. Okay. Okay, a few more seconds. Come on, quickly find the answers and then I'll be telling you the secret of these answers. Okay, not the secret, but the answers. Okay. Let's see, its x coordinate is 0, and so the point 0 and 0 comma 2 lies on which axis? It lies on the y-axis. Okay, so the first one is the y-axis. Okay, let's see the second one. The solution for the first one is it lies on the y-axis. For the second one, the b coordinate is, its y coordinate is 0, so the point 5 comma 0 lies on x-axis. Okay, then the next one, you can see that its y coordinate is 0, so the point 4.5 comma 0 lies on which axis? And that's x-axis. Okay, and the fourth one is 0 comma 3.2, so on the so the points 0 comma 3.2 lies on which axis? That's on the y-axis. And you guys have answered, that's absolutely correct. Okay, so let's move towards the next part. Next part of our session, that is hashtag 3. Okay, this is going to be very interesting, so hold your seats. Okay, so let's see what you learn in this next part. Okay, so how to plot a point on plane with coordinates given. So now what were we doing with that? The coordinates are already given and you just had to um, you just had to find that where did they lie. Okay, that is what you had to do. Now the coordinates will be given and you have to find that where do they lie on the graph. Okay, in previously they gave us on the coordinate plane already. You just had to find the values of those coordinates. Now you have to do the vice versa. Okay, so let's see. So the coordinates given are p 3 comma 5, a 7 comma 3, x minus 3 6, y minus 7 2. These are the names of the coordinate. Okay, g is minus 4 and minus 2, q is minus 6 and minus 5, f is 1 comma minus 3, and h is 7 comma minus 5. So let's see where does they lie. So let's go for the first one. So you can see the p is 3 comma 5, so we drew a perpendicular line from 3 and from 5, so the point is here, and that is it. We are done. Okay, this looks very interesting. You just have to draw a perpendicular line and like horizontally and vertically, and where the point meet, where the lines meet, is the coordinate on the plane. Okay, so let's move towards the next one, and that is a, that is 7 comma 3. So you can see that where is 7 and 3, you draw the perpendicular line, and this is the point where a is 7 comma 3 lies. Okay, let's see the next one. The next one is x is minus 3 comma 6, so we drew perpendicular line from both the places, and where the point meet, this is called as the x-axis, that is minus 3 comma 6. Okay, next we have is y coordinate, so that is minus 7 comma 2, and minus 7 comma 2 lies over here. Okay, I have a question for you guys. You tell me that where will the F lie? Coordinate F will lie in which quadrant? Come on, quickly tell me where will the coordinate F lie? In which quadrant? Come on, guys, quickly tell me what will be the answer. Okay, Arfan was very quick. Okay, Pradeep, that's correct. Okay. Okay, let's check if you guys are correct or not. So let's see the point G first, and then I'll be telling you with some suspense, like where will be the point, like coordinate F. So here is the coordinate G, that is minus 4 and minus 2. Then you have coordinate Q over here, that is minus 6 and minus 5. And yes, here lies the point F, that is 1 comma minus 3, and it lies in the fourth quadrant. Okay, so the ones who have answered fourth quadrant is absolutely correct. Okay, so the next last point we have is 8, and that is 7 comma minus 5, and this is your answer. And this is the way in which you will be given the coordinates, and you just have to plot them on the graph, and you will be done with these questions. Okay, so let's move towards the next part, and here we have the hashtag 4 part of our session, and that is the last part of our session. So here are some questions for you. So plot the points x, y given in the following table on the plane, choosing suitable units of distance on the axis. Okay, so let's draw the Cartesian plane first. So here we have the graph. Now you have to remember that these mostly you'll be doing on a graph paper. Okay, so here we have the graph. Now we draw a y-axis, then the x-axis, okay, and they are perpendicular, so it will be 90-degree, and the origin. We are supposed to choose a suitable scale. So scale is equal to 1 centimeter on x-axis, so 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit. Okay, now if you talk about y-axis, so 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit, and this is we have drawn the points. Okay, so the first question is -2 and 8. You guys tell me, where will these points lie? Come on, quickly tell me, where will the first 2 points lie? -2 and 8. Okay. Okay, yes, you guys are absolutely correct. So let's plot the x coordinate first. You can see that x coordinate is -2. So let's find the y coordinate, and then we'll draw the perpendicular lines. Okay, so we have found the x coordinate on the x-axis and y coordinate on the y-axis. So here we draw the perpendicular lines, and let A be the point of intersection. So we'll be naming these points. So for the first one, we are naming it as A. So it will be -2 comma 8, and let's go for the second one. Okay, so second one, that is -1 and 7. Second quadrant again. Absolutely correct, you guys. Okay, so that is, so here it is, and let's name it as B. So it will be -1 comma 7. Okay, so let's see the second one, that is 0 comma -2. Now tell me, where will these points lie? Come on, quickly tell me, where will these points lie? Second or third? Be sure. Okay, yes, Pradeep. Come on, be sure and tell me what's the answer. I'm waiting. Okay, so let's check, where does it lie. So you can see that -2 is on the y coordinate, and the x coordinate is 0. And let's see with the point of intersection. So it lies on the y axis. Okay. Do not remember this, that you just have to remember, like you do have to remember this, that just remember one thing. If x coordinate is 0, then the coordinate will lie on y-axis, and if y is 0, it will lie on x-axis. Simple. Okay, so let's see the next one. So the next one is 1 and 3. So 1 and 3, let's see, where does they lie. So they lie in the first quadrant. Okay, so let's name it as D, and it will be 1 comma 3. Then we have 3 comma -1, and 3 comma -1, where does it lie? Okay, you guys tell me, where does 3 comma -1 lie? I've already told you, it's in the fourth quadrant. Okay, so let's name it as E. So it will be E coordinate 3 comma -1. Okay, so some more questions to go for you. Do you guys want more questions? Come on, tell me. Yes, okay. Okay, fine. Let's get some more questions. So plot the points x comma y given in the following table on the plane. Use the scale 2 centimeter on is equal to 1 unit on the axis. So now there's a twist and you have to use 2 centimeter for 1 unit. Okay, so let's check it now. So let's draw the Cartesian plane first. So here we have the graph, the x and the y coordinate axis, then the origin, and let's write the scale first. So on x-axis 2 centimeters is equal to 1 unit. So this is how we drew it. 2 centimeters is equal to 1 now. Remember that. Okay. And y-axis is equal to 2 centimeter on 1 unit. Okay. Done. Now minus 2 and 1 will lie on what, like in which quadrant will it be there? Come on, tell me. Minus 2 and 1. It's in which quadrant? First, second, third, fourth? Come on, guys, be quick. What is the answer? Minus 2 comma 1. X is minus and y is plus. Second quadrant. Yeah, absolutely correct. That's second quadrant. So let's plot the x coordinate first. So it is 2. Let's plot the y coordinate. So let A be the point of intersection. So we are naming. Now you'll be thinking that why to name these points? We don't get confused about them. Like if minus 2 and 1, so we know that it will, if it's A, you don't have to, will not be confused about them. So your will be A. 3.5 and 0. Now tell me where will these lie? Okay, great. Yeah, correct. Correct. Okay. You guys are totally correct. So let's see what's the answer is. So minus 3.5 and 0. So let B be the point of intersection and here we write the points and we are done. Okay. So let's see. Then the next one is 1 and 3. So 1 is here and 3 is here. So you get the coordinate. Let's see the point of intersection of 1 comma 3 and here we get 3. Okay. Next we have is 2 comma 2. So 2 is here and 2 is here again. So let's draw perpendicular lines and here is the point where the 2 means, and let D be the point of intersection of those 2 points. Okay. Okay. Next we have is, okay, tell me what quadrant does the next point lie? Minus 3 comma minus 4 and yeah, minus 3 comma minus 4. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's absolutely correct. It's the third quadrant. Okay. So let's plot it. Yeah, so let's plot these points now. So minus 3 and minus 4 lie in the third quadrant, and that's correct. So let's draw the perpendicular lines from here and let E be the point of intersection, minus 3 comma minus 4. Okay, tell me for the last one what quadrant these lie. That is 2 comma minus 2. Come on, guys. You can tell me what is the answer. Fourth quadrant, yes, and yes, Arnab, Arfan. Yes, Pradeep, that's absolutely correct. Arnab, you are correct too. Okay. So let's see where does it lie. So you can see that -2 is over here, and 2 is over here. Okay, so here these points meet, and let F be the point of intersection. So here we get the points. Okay, so here we are done with these points. So let F be the point of intersection of 2 comma -2, and we are done. Okay, so thank you so very much, and do join us for further one-on-one classes and live sessions and webinars and group classes. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you understood the whole part of the session and you enjoyed the session. And if you guys have any questions right now, you can ask me. Okay. If you guys have any question, do ask me. I'm there right now. No questions, okay. Arnab, Arfan, Joji, Pradeep, do you guys have any questions? Arfan has already told me that he has no questions. Joji, you have answered me just now. You didn't answer the rest of the questions today. What happened? Okay, no questions. Okay, okay, great. Then it was great having you guys for the session, and thank you so very much for being here. See you for the next time. Have a great day and be safe and take care. Bye bye.